our Wednesday night lineup is gearing up for multiple showdowns, be it involving comebacks, mysteries, promos in the rain, betrayals, and Hernandez coming back again. And Bloody Johnny Mundo Head.
It's a weird thing to end on.
Midweek wrap up.
Yep.
Is going to go in depth into our thoughts on where all this is going.
Probably not too in depth, but
come on this journey with us.
Okay, I think we're done. Let's talk about what happened on NXT.
As we delve into the world of
NXT opened up with the War Raiders defeating the Undisputed Era by disqualification, so they did not win the NXT Tag Team titles, but it was because a returning Bobby Fish, who seems to be ready to go, decided to beat them both up with chairs. So it was not a good night for the War Raiders as they were beat down by all four members of the Undisputed Era. We had Nikki Cross freaking out in her little hallway, kept writing EST and just saying, I know, because she's gearing up for a match against Bianca Belair. Shayna Baszler defeated Britt Baker due to ref stoppage after just destroying the shoulder. I wonder if that's where Britt Baker's shoulder injury came from.
Possible.
Speaking of Nikki Cross, William Regal was asked about whether or not Nikki Cross was going to give him any answers on the Aleister Black attack, and he's like, well, I don't know if she's lying or if she's telling the truth, but after her match with Bianca Belair, I will definitely be speaking to Nikki Cross. We then had Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch defeat Tian Bing and Rocky in tag team action. William Regal also gave us a announcement about War Games next week. I'm excited to find out what that's going to become. Yeah. And then in the main event, Bianca Belair turned into Aleister Black. And then Nikki told him a secret, and he was fucking mad. I assume that she told Aleister who attacked him, because Nikki knows. But we don't know. And Aleister looked like he was about to explode.
I just think she whispered that she thought it was funny when he missed the black mass on Lars.
Oh, God. And now we have Aleister Black versus Nikki Cross
at War Games.
War Games. Inside the War Games cage.
Yeah.
Then on 205 Not Live, we had Akira Tozawa defeat Drew Gulak by disqualification after Jack Gallagher tripped him on the top rope. 2-on-1 beatdown ensued until the Brian Kendrick came out and saved his former I'm going to teach you lessons feud.
His former protege. Come on.
It wasn't, not really. But Kendrick and Tozawa seem to be friends at the moment, just because neither of them really like Drew Gulak or Jack Gallagher.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
We had Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese asking Drake Maverick how he was going to build 205 Live around the two of them, since Buddy Murphy is now the Cruiserweight Champion, and Tony Nese is back on a winning streak and defeated Cedric Alexander last week.
Yeah, they're the only two guys to beat Cedric Alexander in the last calendar year.
Exactly. We had a video from the Canellisai, where...
Canellises.
Is it Canellises?
Yeah.
Or is it... I'm gonna still say Canellisai because I think it's funnier. Where Mike and Maria talked about how they're taking advantage of a situation. Mike is here to make a statement, and that he looks to finish that next week when him and Lindsay go one-on-one. Also next week we will have the conclusion of Hideo Itami versus Mustafa Ali in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Both guys cutting very intense promos on each other. Then in the main event, in a fatal 5-way, Kevin Hawk's favorite match type ever, Tony Nese defeated Cedric Alexander, Lio Rush, Grand Metalik, and TJP after taking advantage of a lumbar check on Lio Rush and rolling up Cedric Alexander. So that's 2 weeks in a row Tony Nese has defeated the former Cruiserweight Champion. So now he's the only person to beat Cedric Alexander twice in the last calendar year. Then on Lucha Underground...
So I feel like puts him right into the path of getting to fight Buddy Murphy soon.
Yeah, he really should be like number one contender. We should be getting Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese at least in the next 2 weeks. Then on Lucha Underground, we had Jake Strong talking to Antonio Cueto. Antonio kept trying to give him things, and he just doesn't want to be given things because he knows he can take them if he wants. One of those things including Well, he wasn't given this, but apparently the temple's his now. And he said that with a demon voice. That was strange. Then speaking of Jake Strong, he was one of 7 people announced just to be, once again, given one of the ancient Aztec medallions. And we had our 7-man over-the-top rope battle royal to determine who would potentially be eliminated from next week's Gift of the Gods match. Jake Strong defeated Aerostar, PJ Black, Hernandez, Big Bad Steve, King Cuerno, and Dante Fox, and chose not to eliminate anyone from the match. Said he can beat all 7, including himself, in the 7-way elimination match. And he told Antonio Cueto, doesn't matter who you put in the ring with me, I'll defeat them. And Antonio's like, fine, in the main event, you'll fight Johnny Mundo. Then we had the Mac defeat Killshot by disqualification after Mil Muertes came out and attacked the Mac. Havoc, who was watching from the crowd, decided to come down and try and save the Mac. Killshot got the fuck out of there, and Mil Muertes just beat the shit out of both of them. So it was a bad night for the Mac and Son of Havoc. Exolicious and Evilise gave us the bad news that Joey Ryan would not be able to be their 3rd member in a 3-way elimination trios championship match.
God, that really sucks. Joey Ryan just, nothing makes him happier than being a member in a 3-way.
Joey Ryan is always a member in a 3-way, but not this week, or next week, or the whatever week this match happens to be. Instead, Exolicious and Evilise have decided to team up with Sammy Guevara, and he's very interested in it. Almost didn't get a chance to because we had Famous B come out and remind him that he signed a 7-year contract with Infamous Incorporated. And that if he wanted a Trios Championship match, he would have to team with Tejano and Dr. Wagner. To which Sammy Guevara dove on Famous B, dropped the contract in a trash can, and then put the trash can on Famous B's head and then super kicked the trash can. So apparently that's how you break a contract, and he's going to team with Exolicious and Evilise anyway as they take on the current champions, the Reptile Tribe, and other challengers, the Rabid Tribe.
I guess you could say Sammy Guevara called 423 Get Wrecked for Famous B.
Should call that, find out if that's actually a number. Also, for Ultima Lucha, it is official that Ricky Mundo will face Taya Valkyrie in just a singles match. We might get a stipulation added in the next couple weeks.
Put the doll on a pole.
Oh, God. A Rosa on a pole match. And then in the main event, Jake Strong defeated Johnny Mundo, making him tap out to the ankle lock. But before he could break the ankle, Matanza ran down and just began to clobber Johnny Mundo. Taya came out and tried to stop him. That didn't work. Instead, she got tossed around. Mundo then got bloodied up some more. And then Antonio came out and was like, Matanza, come on. He's like, okay, Dad. And they left. Like
my favorite
like a happy
part,
family.
My favorite part of that whole segment at the end is when Taya came out and she tried to sleeper hold Matanza, and he just kind of easily just whooped over her shoulder.
Oh yeah.
And then she fell, and her facial expression, she reacted like she wasn't hurt physically, but you could just see the idea of
offended.
The whole plan that she had in her head to come out and save Johnny is fucked, and she's like, oh yeah, it's Matanza. This is gonna suck for both of us now.
It worked out better last week when Johnny saved her.
Yeah,
she was expecting to be able to return the favor and didn't realize that Matanza was just Matanza.
And it also helps when Matanza's been in a match first.
It's true.
Then you come out and attack him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when he's just freshly off of
when he just runs out there, Taya, you really don't have much of a chance. So, but with that being said, Kevin Hawk, what did you like about the midweek?
Oni and Danny are back, yeah.
You love yourself some Oni Lorcan and some Danny Burch.
I love the 1-2 punch, man.
It's a good name. I like it.
Yeah, I mean that's why they do the 1-2. That's 1-2 punch.
Oh.
That's what they're called now.
I didn't know that was an official name. I just hear
It's not really.
I just hear the crowd chanting 1-2.
I don't think it's technically an official name, but they reference it a lot on the NXT Instagram.
All right.
Just the fact that they're back. Decent match.
Yeah.
With
I think
Tian Bing
and Rocky. They're
or as I'm going to start referring them to, Rocky and Bing Winkle.
Chinese moose and squirrel.
Exactly.
Jesus. If you know how to say moose and squirrel in Chinese, post it in the comments, please.
Specifically Mandarin.
Why?
I don't know.
All right.
It's the one John Cena knows, so it's the one I want to know.
Oh, okay. John Cena, if you know how to say moose and squirrel in Chinese, please post down in the comments. I'm going to say I like the War Raiders versus Undisputed Era. Also the fact that Bobby Fish is healed up and back in fighting spirits, I guess you could say. They did a really good job in this match of anything Undisputed Era threw at the War Raiders. Like, they didn't give a shit. Like, Rowe was getting his knee just battered, but he kept throwing elbows and punches and just kept fighting through everything. Then Hanson came in and was...
Hanson did a springboard.
Yeah, Hanson doing Hanson things, and then the pack mentality of Undisputed Era. It's a good feud. More than likely building up for War Games, since Undisputed Era has 4 people. They're probably not going to do that 3-team thing again like they did last year, because it didn't exactly get the best reaction.
Yeah. That's the thing about Rowe, too. You're talking about how you just kept throwing elbows. It's like, you can fight Rowe and you can isolate a leg or an arm. Problem is, he's got 3 more appendages that he can still throw.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I mean...
You literally have to get him in a body cast in order to, like, get him to stop fighting you.
Here's the thing. Rowe's been in a body cast, and that didn't stop him for shit.
Yeah,
he came back just stronger.
It's like, even if you, like, broke both of his legs and both of his arms, he'd probably still try and, like, blink you to death.
He would, like, shuffle as fast as he could with broken limbs and headbutt you, constantly. Which he did a couple times.
He'd just scooch across the floor like a caterpillar and bite your ankles.
What we're saying is Rowe is a terrifying man.
Almost as terrifying as a crawling Bobby Lashley.
Honestly, I think I'd be more scared of a, like, almost completely broken but still fighting Rowe scooching across the floor towards me than a crawling Bobby Lashley.
Here's where, visual imagery, maybe, but the fact that have fast Bobby Lashley crawls, he's going to catch you way faster than Broken Rowe.
You don't know how fast Broken Rowe scooches. Have you seen Broken Rowe scooch? No, you have not. This is an unfair comparison. Anyway, what did you love about the midweek?
The 5-way match.
God damn it.
And well, it's as much as it was a solid show, I think that match in particular was really the only big time standout match.
That's fair.
Because the Swagger versus Mundo match was pretty good. Belair versus Nikki Cross was good, but there wasn't like an out finish.
Yeah.
Everything was kind of a catalyst. Like I was saying, it's like a lot of this was all build up stuff. What I was saying in the intro. So, like, this match in particular didn't really seem like it was a build up for something. But the way all 5 guys went at each other gave it like a big, like, they fought each other like there was a belt on the line.
Well, and it really is, it's ushering in like this, this new echelon of 205 Live. Now that we have a new champion, we have a new, obviously the former champion's coming in, but now Leo Rush is coming up to prominence. We're starting to have Grand Metalik break away from Lucha House Party potentially. Tony Nese is on the rise again. And then TJP's there, and so we're just. I thought you'd appreciate that, but we just have a good, like, this convergence. Like, hey, that 205 Live is new now. We have to do things to make ourselves notice, and it seemed like all 5 guys are really doing that.
Yeah, new champion means the pecking order has to be reestablished.
Exactly,
and they fought like it.
Yeah.
The match had a true sense of urgency. It felt like, and it gave it a real feel of competition.
Absolutely.
Which I feel like a lot of matches these days are missing.
Yeah, on a regular basis, at least.
Yeah.
You know? All right. Well, since you took that, because that was going to be my love, but I will also love the trick that Bianca turns into Aleister Black, mostly just because I like the fact that Aleister Black is back, and that whole you were talking about.
Back is black.
Yeah. I was gonna try and add on to that, and I couldn't. You were talking about the screenshot that you saw
of Nikki Cross laying down in front of Aleister Black sitting down.
I that whole. I was when the lights went out, I was like, okay, it might be. Is it gonna be? And then they just. I love the the guitar twang that happened, and then all of a sudden lights came back on, and he's sitting there. Crowd went nuts. Nikki was kind of dazed, and then was all really excited, and then just him beckoning her over and her crawl. I love that whole situation, and I love the suspense.
I think Nikki has a crush.
Nikki has a crush on everybody, as long as they are fun in some way, whether it's fighting Bianca or telling secrets to Aleister Black or just the look of shock that William Regal gets on his face. Nikki just loves everyone until you piss her off. And then she loves you more until she kills you. Anyway, I like the fact that it left us with some suspense because, as much as I would have loved Aleister Black to have a Star Trek moment and just yell out whoever attacked him, that would have been fantastic. But I like the fact that it was just him seething with anger, and so now we have another week. We still have to speculate who it is. We don't know if we're even going to find out next week. William Regal might say something because obviously now Aleister Black knows, so William Regal might get him to say something. But it was a cool little Aleister's back. He knows who it is, but we don't. So it just adds more. I like it.
Who do you think it is?
I don't have a fucking clue.
I want it to be somebody completely obscure and unexpected.
It was Coach Matt Bloom.
I want it to be Raul Mendoza or.
I would love for it to be an unknown person.
Yeah.
I think that would be fantastic.
Or, Cesar Bononi or fucking Tucker Knight.
Dan Matha. No.
Why not? That would be an interesting way to bring him back into the fold.
Yeah. Because he came in for that one thing and then he got fucking ruined.
Yeah. Or somebody who's not even on NXT. Kurt Hawkins.
Fucking main roster guy.
Yeah.
Coming over to NXT just to attack
Just to fuck up Aleister Black.
Just to attack former champ. Alright. Yeah, honestly,
Andrade coming back for a one-off.
I like that. Doing it on SmackDown. So.
Jason Jordan.
Fuck that. Well, yeah.
Sami Zayn.
No, he's out too. No, regardless
of
who it is.
Performance Center right now.
Yeah, he's doing DDP
Working
yoga.
out.
That's about it. But yeah, regardless of who it is, I love that whole segment. I'm still fully invested in the storyline. So,
Arya Daivari.
Sure, he hasn't been around in a while. I think he's still injured too. Did you dislike anything?
I mean, I guess my biggest dislike is the fact that there were a couple times I thought TJP was going to win that match.
No, the knee bars were scaring you a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, not scaring me, but making me a little nauseous.
Oh. I'm glad you didn't throw up all over the studio here.
Yeah.
That would have been bad. I think I don't really have a dislike. Maybe a slight disappointment in the fact that Lucha Underground felt like a filler episode.
Yeah.
It was cool seeing like Sammy Guevara come back and Dante Fox come back and stuff like that, but there wasn't anything that made me go, "Oh man, Lucha Underground!" Like more often than not, there's something about Lucha Underground that's just like, "Fuck yeah, that was really good." This week, it wasn't bad by any means. It was very much like a, hey, Ultima Lucha's coming up pretty soon, so we got to build a Gift of the Gods match, and we got to do a little bit of build here and a little bit of build there. So like, it was just it was a filler episode. So
yeah.
Not bad. Just
doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. So
feels out of place when it does.
I'm not harping on it. Just saying, I like when Lucha Underground makes me freak out. Yeah. Now, a little bit of thing, we're about to get out of here, but a little thing about the midweek wrap-up is going to be changing here pretty soon. If you haven't...
A lot of people might be noting already in the comments before we've even finished that we've omitted a midweek show,
yes,
being the new, very first episode of NXT UK on the network.
Yeah, and we're not doing that on purpose. What we're doing is...
Well, we are doing it on purpose, but with a purpose. Exactly.
So we only have one more week of the Mae Young Classic to cover. So after the semifinals happen next week, we'll be posting our review of the end of the tournament. And then obviously the finals, we'll probably do our review of the semifinals and our predictions for Evolution. We might kind of
combine the two together.
Kind of lump the two together since they go together. So once the Mae Young Classic is done, then our extra video every couple weeks will be taken over by NXT UK. We'll probably do every 2 weeks. We'll touch on a couple episodes. But with Lucha Underground coming to an end very soon, since we're closing in on Ultima Lucha, then NXT UK will take the place of Lucha Underground in its off-season. So then your midweek wrap-up will be NXT, 205 Live, and NXT UK. So, don't worry, we will be talking about NXT UK. It'll just be a couple of weeks before the video comes out. We'll be going over the episodes that have happened. And then, very soon, it'll become a weekly, midweek show.
And who knows, if 205 Live goes back to Tuesdays after Mixed Match Challenge is over, then you're literally just going to be getting a block of NXT.
Yeah, it'll be all NXT every Wednesday or Thursday morning when you get to see those videos. But for now, guys, thanks for watching.
All NXT, I'm not going to complain.
Me either.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click those links down below.
There's so many social media links.
There's a podcast link.
That's the one that says SoundCloud.
And there's Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's reasonable with a W.
Like Wrestling. Where we have a list with Kevin Hawk, Question of the Week with Thomas Wolf, other videos that are loosely based around wrestling, and coming up very soon, probably next week, we will have a Halloween-themed unboxing from our friends at Pro Wrestling Crate, where we get cool little shirts like this villain t-shirt. We actually got this in the last I think we got it in the heels crate. Yeah. But Marty Skrull, I believe, is involved in the mask and paint box that we're going to be doing very soon.
I think that's where we got the last mask box. Is where I think we got. No, because the last one was a paint. It wasn't mask.
Yeah, it was just paint. This is
paint
mask
one is
and
one
paint.
of the ones where we got.
We will be getting a luchador mask, so
yeah,
looking forward to that. But we'll also get a new little micro brawler to add to the set.
Yeah, we got one of the Road Warriors with the paint one, I think.
Yes. So if you want to see what types of stuff we get, you have to tune in there. If you want to see where we got some of this stuff and what boxes we got, check out the playlist over on Reasonable Wrestling Fans. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video.
Do it.
You decide to watch next.
Do it. Also,
fuck Modus. Do it. Don't fuck Modus. He probably gets something. Something you don't want.
Hepatitis O'Neil.
Gross.